Hello, hello, my dear friends, you've reached Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. She'll help improve your fitness, but there's also so much more. 'Cause here are just a few things that this channel has in store. There's bar and there's Pilates and there's belly dancing too. And many styles of yoga, so I'm sure there's one for you. Then watch her practice pianist string from right within her home. She's in such peak condition, she'll outrun the metronome. Elena's Bar, Elena's Bar. They're the best place on the internet, the very best by far. It's not just the piano, but the ukulele too. The guitar and violin are even more that she can do. She does so many different things, it's hard not to lose track. I nearly didn't mention that she posts on her Substack. Elena's Bar, Elena's Bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. Yet controversial topics may be brought up for discussion, but try not to provoke her or she'll swear at you in Russian. And sometimes certain topics can make quite a big impression. So remember, you take part at your own risk and your discretion. Yeah, Elena's Bar, Elena's Bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. You might even meet Anita if you're quite a loyal fan. She's got a fixed male cat, but she's so desperate for a man. We've really got it all, then you couldn't ask for more. So sit right back and watch Elena shave a 3 or 4. Elena's Bar, Elena's Bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far.
Hello, hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to Elena's Bar and the Resurgence of Sanity. How are you doing, guys, today?
Good.
Doing good?
Another day.
Another day. Well, guys, we'll have a lot of fun today. We have Eamma. It's going to be a gossip live stream. And yeah, just a quick disclaimer here. We are going to talk about some personality disorders, guys, okay, and how they are applied in real life. We are going to talk about our society. So ladies, trigger alert, okay? You are participating at your own risk and discretion. If you don't want to be mentally challenged, you can I'm trying not to swear here, you can leave, okay? So yeah,
wait a minute, we need to do a trigger alert for the guys too.
For the guys, okay, you do it.
Okay, guys, we're on with 2 women today, and they're going to be doing a lot of women prattle and talking about royalty and gossip and stuff like that. So stay at your own risk.
Yeah, Eamma looks amazing. She's also our guru Starlight from Anita Marke's series. And yeah, she came prepared today with a crown and everything. Well, we are going to talk about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I know, guys, you've seen a lot of videos of other people talking about them. But today, guys, look what I have with me here. So this is the DSM-5. It's the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders that we are going to refer to. And I actually prepared a small presentation for us to just get deeper into some cluster B personality disorders. Okay. So yeah, Eamma, tell us, what are the recent news with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle?
I don't know. They've been a bit quiet, really. They're, I mean, she's been going to the Paris fashion show and I suppose invoking his mother's memory there with, she did a video where she was driving or in the back of a limo on the same route that Diana took on that fateful night.
Okay, so how did it all start? Because I don't know the details. I was following the news pretty closely at some point a few years ago, and then I was watching videos, and I noticed that we even visited London back then, and everyone was super excited about it when their relationship just started. Everyone was looking forward to it, and there were some souvenirs even associated with her and Prince Harry. So yeah, tell us from the. Keep in mind, everyone, Eamma is from the United Kingdom. Okay, so she's the local. And yeah, it's a pleasure to talk to her today. And yeah, tell us some details.
I think they were a blind date. She was after a British guy, but she so yeah, I don't actually know much about the very, very beginning, but I know that on their first date, she wore his mother's perfume to, I suppose, to invoke her memory there, or
Wow,
which is a bit weird.
it is a little weird. But did she know about his mental issues? Let's say.
Well, she claims that she didn't really know anything about him. She claims that she never Googled him and didn't know about the royal family, but yet friends have come out since and said that they used to watch Diana's wedding quite a lot, I think it was. And there is a photo of her sat outside Buckingham Palace. So she did know. And I mean, you would have to be living under a rock to not have heard of those two boys.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, I remember I was watching the story. She was telling that, yes, she had no idea it was a blind date that her friend organized. The only question that she had for her after divorce, remember, she was a former divorcee. She was married to another guy, don't remember his name, for a few years, and then
Trevor Engelson, I think it was.
Yeah. And then they broke up, and then all she wanted is, guys, red pill moment here. All she wanted in her new boyfriend or husband that he was nice. So she asked her girlfriend, "Is he nice? Was he kind? Yes, was he kind? Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't remember. It was a while ago that I watched that video." And yeah, she told her, yeah, he's very nice. And then yeah, they met, and then immediately they
she broke.
other.
They were supposed to keep the relationship on the down low, and I mean, she was wearing like necklaces with, you know, like little H and an M, you know, little breadcrumbs, you know, sort of thing,
to kind of remind him. And keep in
mind.
No,
I think it was more for the press.
For the press. I see. Well, let's talk about the intersexual dynamics between him and guys. Feel free to jump in, Steve and Nick. Ask questions. And people in the audience, if you're watching, remember to please like and subscribe. Tell us what you think about this topic. He actually has some mental issues associated with the death of his mother. And he has the post-traumatic stress disorder, the PTSD. And he has spoken about it after his military service in Afghanistan, and but it's mostly associated to his mother's passing. Really triggered him, and it looks like she knows his vulnerable spots, right? And she keeps on just nudging and reminding him of those things. She even I remember there was also the video where they talked about it. She kind of pushed him to talk about his mental issues publicly, because he was resistant to that. He didn't really want to bring it up to the public attention, but she told him, yeah, it's okay to be vulnerable. Doesn't it sound familiar, guys? Like we see, we brought up this couple just because they are so public, and you can see and you can maybe relate, and also watch the behavior of other women on social media whenever they say, well, it's okay for men to be vulnerable. Men are supposed to be safe in their houses. So ladies, make it safe for them so that they can open up, so that they can become more vulnerable, right? And then she can use whatever information she gets from him to her advantage.
Yeah, there's another factor that you haven't identified yet.
What is it?
Okay, where did he go to school? High school or grade school? Some
I
prestige.
Yeah, I don't know what school actually. It wouldn't be a
Okay,
very
he went.
prestigious one.
Okay, he
I'm
went to the
Googling.
same public school. A public school in the UK is opposite of the public school in the US. Public
Eton.
means private.
Yeah, he went to Eton.
Eton, yeah, that the
Mhm.
main one.
Yeah.
Okay, so who else went to Eton?
I think
William.
the rest. Yeah.
Okay, so
Charles.
he's the second son.
Yeah, he's a
Okay,
spare.
so he's always lived in the shadow of his brother. His brother was the heir to the throne, always has been. He's only a backup plan.
Yeah, and I think Harry was all right with that until
Yeah,
Meghan came along.
I think
Yeah,
so
but his
too.
brother kind of picked on him. There was a definite pecking order there.
Oh yeah.
And, that kind of goes, that can mentally affect a man too, as he's growing up. He's always living in the shadow of his brother. And
He
then,
also liked the freedom of it though, being the spare, because he wasn't bound by yes, he was bound by rules, but not so rigidly.
Okay, but that's how people apply it and adapt to their situation. That can be true, but his perception of living in the shadow, he may not have interpreted that as freedom. It's just being secondary.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. It's a factor. We don't know how it impacts him.
No.
Yeah, there are a lot of things, guys. We are just look, Ryan. We did say that previously in other live streams too, that we are not licensed psychologists here or psychotherapists. We are just talking and kind of speculating what was possibly going on there. Yeah, you can definitely do more research, and also in regards to the mental personality disorders, when we get to talk to them, it's not a diagnosis. Okay, it's just based on the DSM-5, but there are a lot of factors that play into it, and it's actually very, very hard to diagnose these people. Okay.
And I mean, the thing with, like Prince Harry is, like, as he's the main subject, there's two kind of factors there. You've got like the fact that he's a man and how that would affect, but also, because he was born as the second son, as the spare, him and William had different they had the same upbringing, but slightly different, because obviously William's being steered and molded for the role of his life.
Have been seeking approval, seeking significance.
Yeah, I could imagine that.
It's not quite the same with men as with women, but I'll say it this way. Yeah, seeking to be loved. And so that leaves a man vulnerable to a woman who comes in with this dominant manipulative behavior that now she is providing that whatever is empty within him. The reason I'm talking about this is, I can identify some of these factors in my younger days. And men can outgrow that, but they have to spend some time thinking about it. And get some experience, overcome some hardships, make some accomplishments on their own, and then reflect on things and continue down that path. He probably hasn't done that yet. Maybe he's too young to do it.
How old is he?
Hasn't he just turned 40?
40? I wouldn't call it too young.
No. Yeah, it must be heading that way. Oh God.
But you know what? At 40, I hadn't come into my own yet.
Oh wow! When did you come to the realization, Steve?
Okay, at 40, that was right after or during my first divorce.
Okay.
So, okay, all my dreams and hopes were dashed. So then I really wasn't good with women.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had to do some things to prove to myself that I could do it. I mean, I've always been relatively successful in income and things like that. But I would say the two things that made the difference were took a course in Commando Krav Maga. That's really intense shit because I'd never been an athletic guy. But hey, I held my own. Okay, great. I learned something there. And then I also went to a pickup artist boot camp, not so I could go out and screw a lot of women, but I just needed that confidence and to learn how to present myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then through that process, I realized that, you know what? I'm stronger, in my person than the women out there. These women who are projecting themselves as being beautiful and above my level, it's all an act. They are shallow and insecure. I don't have anything to be afraid of a woman, and I do not have to seek a woman's approval to feel that I'm a man. Okay, well, I didn't discover that until I was in my 40s.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just being honest here. Does this make me a bad man or a inadequate man? No,
Mm-hmm.
it just makes me a normal man. It just shows that no, I'm not one of those naturals that can go out there and just talk to women. It didn't come naturally to me. Now
Yeah.
I can do it because it's an acquired skill. And now I don't give a shit. Well, that's Nick's attitude. Nick is much more of a natural than I ever was.
Nick, are you a natural, you think?
Yeah, I just don't care. Never really did too much. I got over that crap like in high school.
Yeah. Well, the brainwashing
I,
is
I
fine.
crashed and burned a couple times in high school, and I figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nick is 20 years ahead of me. But at the same time, he made the same shitty
Mm,
decision about the woman he married as I did about the woman
Yeah,
I married.
yeah.
Okay, so, and he's learned a lot since then. He's grown a lot since the divorce, and it
Well,
has all come through pain.
there's also a lot of difference of being a natural and talking with women and interacting with them short term versus long term.
Yeah.
I don't think most men have a clue what long term is. Of course, you're thinking about frame, all these things, but that's everything that society wants to beat out of you.
yeah, true. Yeah, society wants you to tolerate the short term woman for the short term, but in the long term. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it wants you to give up your frame and stick with the woman who doesn't want to stick with you. I guess you know.
You know, looking back, I can say a man doesn't truly gain wisdom or move into the mastery level of really understanding how the world works and how women are. Certain men, not all men, will reach the mastery level, but that only starts to happen really between 40 and 50. So, Charlie Kirk, who everybody's been talking about, he was 31 years old. I've heard a lot of people say, yeah, he was okay. I didn't really follow him. And these are older guys. He didn't quite have things figured out. But he was further ahead than I was when I was 31. But he hadn't reached his potential yet.
Yeah.
That wisdom would take him another 10, 15 years. And then, you refer to me as a wise old man sometimes. Now,
Yeah.
whether I'm wise, yeah, okay, that's relative. Am I old? Well, yeah, I'm getting up there. So, some of this stuff just comes with age.
Mhm. Yeah, he was very young, very young. And look, I didn't agree with him on marriage and how to treat women, because he basically, and I know that you guys didn't agree with him either, but yeah, I like unaliving him like that. It's yeah, it's just scary, and it's horrible. I mean, like, look, his children lost the father, you know. And then his wife, as much as I disagree with you on certain things, where I think that she should just stay at home and take care of her kids, but she wants to preside and be in charge. And then she tells women how they deserve Prince Charming, and they should look for the right man to take care of for them, to provide for them, and all of that stuff. And they don't need to do anything. It's just entitlement. She's spreading more entitlement to women. Like, you don't need to do anything but expect a man to do everything for you. And this is the same kind of mindset he had in that marriage. So his stances on marriage were very naive. I mean, I think he was getting there. He was closer than most, but yeah, he hasn't reached
My
his
standards are
potential
very
yet.
naive too. A lot of men's standards are very naive,
Yeah,
but not as many as they used to be today.
true, true.
Right.
And like, red peeling process also takes a long time for men to realize that all of the things that you've learned in school, in college, even studying in the
Bullshit.
kindergarten, it's bullshit. Exactly. But it takes time. It takes time for that bullshit, and it's a constant effort. It's not just like you watch one video and then you suddenly, oh yes, I wake up, I'm awake now. I realize the truth. It's not how it works.
Okay, here's how it's different today. This information is out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was 31 or early 30s in mid 90s. Where the hell could you go in the mid 90s to find this information? The internet was not
Yeah.
big. And in the early stages, the manosphere did not start in the late 90s. It really came about 10 years later, where men started sharing stories. And so now the wisdom, or the experiences, however you want to say it, of older men experiencing women, now men could gain the perspective of all this information, and the older man could put it out there. And now you could begin to get that data. Oh, yeah, I was experiencing that. Gee,
Mm-hmm.
other men experience that too? Okay. And then you keep listening, and oh man, all of our experiences are the same. All our observations are similar. There's
Yeah.
something going on here.
There's no more feminine mystique.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
could not, that information was nowhere to be found in the mid 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. So younger men have better access to the information than when you, Steve, were younger
Yeah.
and you couldn't find it. And there
I'm
were
one of
there
the
were
guys
no
putting out that information now.
exactly there were no role models to follow even, right? Everyone was like, I think that there were blogs. You said you could still read some articles, but you would mentally have to get there first, right? You would have to have
The
somebody speaking
articles
to your
out
teeth
there
and-
were more making excuses to keep the status quo up.
Ah,
A
I
lot of
see.
the self-help books back in that time were written by women, like women who love too much, and all this crap about what women want and women trying to explain relationships and whatnot. I'm sorry, I see it out there now. Women are still trying to explain what is needed in a relationship. Women cannot teach men how to be men. Women
Yeah, they
do
really
not
can't.
understand things well enough to tell their supervisor how to do it.
Well, this is why I made a short video, and it did sound.
I gotta go answer the door.
Go ahead. It sounded a little harsh, but at the same time, it's true. You ladies come into the red pill, and you want to teach men how men are supposed to be men. You're just a guest here, okay? You don't want the men that you think you want red pill men to become. They are already masculine. Knock it off. You don't like it, leave it, okay? Just leave, go find somebody else. Go find those threadcon sims in church. Torture them how to be men, you know? Teach them. You already did a great job there.
No.
By emasculating everyone, castrating them, you know?
Okay, so this will segue back to your topic. A lot of women want to shape the man.
Yep.
And they get like the kind, nice guy. And then they find things, they dig for crap in their past. They dig for problems. So that they can control and manipulate them and try to mold them into what they want, but the women will never get actually what they want. They'll actually become more frustrated and more unhappy because, oh, he doesn't have a spine. Oh, he changed, but you wanted him to change, but oh, he changed.
Yeah, they want a unicorn. They want
But sometimes the strong, kind guy, not just the kind guy that they think's just this guy that they can mold. There may be a point where they have enough, and then she might stay, or they'll make shit up about him. I'm talking about myself now too. So.
Yeah, like false accusations and go ahead, Emma.
Well, I was going to say in the case of Meghan and Harry, I mean, he's got the status, isn't he? So, even if she I don't think either of them like each other very much from body language you see on red carpets. But yeah.
Oh, okay. You spotted that. Okay, tell us because we did the episodes on body language, guys, and it's interesting that you brought it up. I did notice a few pictures, and I was wondering what you think about them. Mm-hmm.
There was a recent award ceremony. They were on the red carpet together. He didn't look at her at all. He would like put on the smile when they're having their photos taken, and as soon as the photos were taken, his face was just dropping. Didn't really want to hold hands, but he did. But that was mainly for the photos. There was when they were on the stage, and he did his bit of speech, and then it was her turn. He didn't even introduce her or look at her. But this was straight after the Paris trip, so whether it was because of that, who knows? But yeah,
He probably hasn't been laid in months.
No.
Well, he did pop up 2 kids with him, right? They have 2 kids.
Well, that's a whole nother thing. We'll say yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to have sex that often to have a lot of kids. Right,
I know, right?
No,
yeah, that's correct. It's like every time I did it, she ended up pregnant somehow. I'm like, damn, it's been a year. How the fuck are you pregnant again? We only did it once.
I know, that's why, right? Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so going back to my point, like if they could end up absolutely hating each other, but she wants those titles, so it's what she wants, isn't it?
Well, she's what we call a gold digger. You know, she got the prince. She got literally like the best a girl could hope for, and I'm talking about the like a romanticized ideal for a woman to get married to a prince, right? To be taken care of and have the maids and the lifestyle, right? And
she's going to be set for life after the divorce, but
of course,
it depends which divorce they'll give her though, because I think she would want kind of the amount Diana got, but she'll probably end up with a Fergie style divorce. Those two got completely different amounts. Diana got, I think, about 22, 23 million. But she signed an NDA.
NDA. Do you think Meghan will sign the NDA with your big mouth?
No, and Fergie didn't. And I think she got about 12 million.
Oh my! So she could keep trashing the family, and like I just noticed there was the documentary. I didn't watch it because you had to pay for it, and it was on Netflix, and we already unsubscribed from it. I think I watched like the first part of documentary or something. It was years ago, guys.
Yeah.
And there she was talking about how horrible royal family was, and it's after they've embraced her,
Ugh.
after people I remember because it was 2000 what year was it?
They got married in
16?
2018.
2018. Okay, so I think we were in the UK somewhere in between that time. I don't remember exactly when, guys, but I saw posts, I saw like everything. Oh, Meghan and Harry are getting married. We are so excited. We are so happy for them. Just God bless them and everything. And then the royal family didn't seem to mind you. Maybe they did. I don't know. But publicly they didn't. And yeah, like she got all of that support, and then she started trashing them. The moment they got out, a few years later, they went back to the US. And then she started doing all of that propaganda against the royal family. She convinced him to go against his family, against his brother. You know, I don't know the all of the details, but I was just watching how the direction that they go.
Elena, you're not supposed to pay attention to that part of the story.
Of course not.
Because she was Cinderella.
Oh.
And the prince came and wifed her up, and they had this fairy tale marriage or fairy tale wedding.
Yeah.
And lived happily ever after. That's where the story ends. So all this crap that's happened after that
doesn't
you're
matter.
not supposed to talk about.
Yeah. Well, here is just another man whose life is being destroyed by another nasty bitch, right? So
Well, she's keeping him in the victim mentality, you know, purposely.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, the fact that she
yes, he had his issues before, but I mean, like, you used to see him partying and off his face and whatever, you know, just living life, you know, coping in that way. But yeah, Meghan has turned him into this miserable simp, really.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know, she did inspire him to talk about all of his mental issues publicly. This is something that he I know, like, all there are a lot of men who are going through some shit, let's be honest, like through army, through military service, like had some harsh experiences there, right? Maybe some family related drama and stuff, but like going public with all of that information, why? What for? What are you trying to achieve there? Why do you want him to be vulnerable?
No. The plans to leave have been put in motion.
Yeah.
She can blame an outburst he has. She can blame an she probably has many outbursts. I could be wrong, but the type of person she is, probably seems to be very controlling, has to have the narrative on her side.
Well, they can't keep
And
staff, so that says something.
when the man wakes up, whether, you know, through the suppository or he realizes his situation, that's going to be the hammer she uses.
Yeah. But you have PTSD. You are triggered by that. You are
no.
Yeah.
That's women, not all women, but from my experience, women will use your vulnerability against you.
Against you, exactly.
Okay, yes. All women. No, not most women. All women. It's called a shit test or a fitness test.
Yeah.
All women, especially church women.
Oh, yeah.
What they will do is they will try and make you vulnerable and test that. And oh, you can share your feelings. And it's really an unconscious move to emasculate you, to see what you got. And if you fall for it, oh, yes, I will emasculate myself for you. And I will be the sensitive guy. She's going to lose attraction.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't. This is not a conscious behavior in women. But all women do it. And she is just doing it in a more extreme form. Oh, yes, show the world how vulnerable you are. Talk about your problems. Okay, she is emasculating him and acquiring power over him through that. And in the process, she will lose attraction and he will lose any influence or authority over her. Women always do that. Now, if they succeed, they lose.
Well, yeah, she will lose because she already lost attraction for him. For her, it's a strategy, 100%. This is what Tacticus is saying now. At this point, she lost attraction for him, and you can see how, based on their body language, right, how they interact with each other, even in public. And yeah, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well for him because she basically isolated him from, or he led her to isolate him by falling under her frame. He led her to isolate him from his family, and
She's
then
also she also, like, I mean, she emasculated him throughout the time, even as royals. Whenever they were going to like events and like meeting people, because of his standing, he should greet people first. He should walk through the doors first, and he should be greeting the people first. She would just barge on through and be like, hello, and so would emasculate him in that way, by completely ignoring his standing and behaving like she was more important. So yeah, I mean, she's continuing to do that as well. It's all about her. Every time, like, it's one of her events, she's there. He always supports her, but when it's one of his events, she's very rarely there. And the royal family were like being brought up within that. For him, he would have been brought up with the old phrase, never explain, never complain, or the other way around. So basically just keep quiet, and then she's come along, and since they've left, I mean, everything's laid bare. We're learning that they're as dysfunctional as any other family, really. But she's very much keeping that out. So he's confessing to everything, and she's going to use it at the end of the day. Be like, well, you admitted to drugs, you have admitted you're got a mental mindset. And he used to, when he was in the royals and before he met her, he was always smiling and laughing. He was the fun prince out of the two boys. Nowadays he's just miserable and serious all the time.
Yeah, my family noticed the same. Not to always compare myself, but my family noticed the same shit in me. It's like, you look like you've just been beaten down, and we're miserable. And my family also noticed the extreme lack of affection, and the woman always wanting to be the center of attention. As a guy, I didn't care. I was just being a faithful husband and father, doing my thing. Didn't really care if I had the attention or not, but a little affection would have been nice. But again, it was all about her family. My family was conveniently left out.
Yeah, I relate to all that, Nick. Yep, my first wife did that absolutely and totally. Her family mattered, mine didn't. Okay, so she isolated me from my family and friends. And I let it happen.
Yep. So did I.
I mean, that's exactly what Meghan's done to him. I mean, she's dragged him away from his family. She's cut him off from his family, dragged him across the pond. I mean, he's got no purpose really now at all, really, apart from being a husband and father. So she's played a blinder.
Yeah,
trapped
and
him.
is he fulfilled like with his what's his mission? She became his mission. You guys, I was doing clips for the Resurgence of Sanity YouTube channel recently, and yeah,
No.
she became his mission.
It's really, you know what? He probably doesn't feel missionless because he still has his kids.
Yeah, true.
It might feel different than what he had, but he still, when a man still has his kids, he still feels like he's got a mission and a purpose in life for his children.
Yeah, true. But if he, assuming he has the legacy or some kind of legacy of his kids, like he still talks to them, he still is in touch with them. So Eamma, in case of we kind of agree that the divorce is coming their way sooner or later, right? How do you think? And it's a question to all of you guys. How do you think it's going to play out? Will he lose custody for his kids, or the royal family will be fighting for them?
Who knows? Nobody knows really how it'll play out. Because she's going to hang on to them as much as she can.
Yeah.
He's in a special situation.
Mm-hmm.
He's got all this royalty influence.
Yeah, he does. Mm-hmm.
So it's really unlikely that they're going to take his kids from him.
Mm-hmm.
Plus,
I mean, thing is, their relationship, his relationship with the family is fractured as hell, though, at the moment. William won't apparently.
Okay, whatever. But he's still associated.
Their family.
He still has access to resources.
Yeah.
And, they can play dirty pool. She tries to play dirty pool with him. Yeah, behind the scenes, there are a lot of things a family can do.
Yeah,
to keep the kids in there, because no matter what the relationship is on the surface, they are still part of the royal family in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they're not gonna give up power to some usurper who comes in of questionable heritage.
Mm-hmm.
And with a past and a divorce, and they're going to take the progeny of the royal family and isolate the royal family. There are so many British people who say, he might be a black sheep, whatever, but we're not going to let that happen. He's got that going for him.
Part of me hopes that as fractured as their relationship is, I would hope that if they do split up, that his family do rally behind him and fight for those kids. But she's going to take on the royal family. Good luck to her. But they will. I think they would rally behind him and fight for him. But I think behind the scenes, he's got a lot of bridges to build. A lot.
Yeah, he will have to repair all of the broken relationships that well, maybe it's the process of what he's doing. I think it would be wise for him to rebuild the bridges,
but they
not include her, because
I was reading the other night because they are reckoning that Parliament is about to strip Andrew of Prince, and they were like, while they're there, they will probably strip Meghan and Harry as well. But yeah, time will tell.
The reasons are different.
Yes, but I mean, they're doing more damage because what they're doing is at the moment.
Yeah. Well, guys, we agree. Go ahead.
Andrew was always loyal. I will give him that. I mean, he's certainly no saint. That's I think we're all in agreement there. But yeah, he was always loyal to the family.
Mm-hmm.
Harry's not the first weak son of a monarch.
No.
Yeah. Well, he's lucky because of his family influence and status, really, because most men, when they get through this situation, there is no family either left or that could fight for them. And men are kind of on their own, they are left to their own devices, and their families may not be as influential as the royal families. So, gentlemen, you have to be even more careful with whom you choose to marry.
It'll be
But-
interesting to see how long she sticks around if they are stripped of the titles.
After the woman's betrayal, the man has to find himself, and then he goes back and he starts to rebuild those bridges. So
Yep,
it happened with me.
Happened
And
with
I
me
was just
too.
going to say it happened
Yeah.
with Nick. Nick is closer to his parents now,
Yeah.
and he's rebuilt those bridges. And now, and you know what? Nick has humility. Yeah, and I did too. Yeah, you know what? You tried to warn me, and I didn't listen.
Didn't listen. I didn't listen.
You were right.
Yep.
So once you say that, and you can actually start to rebuild things. And the family typically doesn't reject you at that point. Oh, yeah. Oh, another man who made a bad decision and then comes to the truth and comes back and says, yeah, I screwed up there. Okay. That's the story of the world. Men always screw up. Usually, a lot of them will own up to it, and then they come back and they're wiser from what they went through.
Yeah, usually. And if they lose also half of their shit, then I mean, they're wiser, but it comes at a very steep price, gentlemen. So be careful. This is why we keep saying, like, if you have a family to back you up there and to help you go through this, fine, you can afford some stupid mistakes. But I'm talking to like average people out there who, they're not going to have the same resources. They're not going to have the same influence. They get to the cleaners. And then I see women on social media say, well, you shouldn't do prenuptial if you don't have anything to share. I would say, like, all men in this system, if they even consider marriage, even if they don't have anything to share at the moment, be careful. Be careful. I don't think prenuptial agreements get shredded every single time, and it's something we talked about.
Stop. Okay, I that irritates me. Prenuptial agreements get shredded. Yeah, fine, whatever. But that doesn't mean prenuptial agreements are not very, very, very helpful and useful. Because no, it's not a guarantee. Who cares? Do men ever get a guarantee in life?
No, they don't.
Get the prenuptial. At least you're getting her agreement. Go through the motions. You have your attorney. You make her hire her own attorney to get it done. And now it's at least back in her mind. It provides another obstacle. It outlines intent at the time. If it's thrown out, okay, it's thrown out. But there is zero downside to getting a prenup, or, as I like to say, instead of a prenup, a marriage contract,
I view it,
which says the duties within the marriage.
Steve, I understand. I totally agree with you 100%. This is why I say, like, all men, if you want to get married, get a prenuptial agreement. I don't care about your monetary status. Every single man should get one, because even if you feel like, if your woman tells you, oh, you don't have resources right now you don't. A few years after,
Right.
You will. So what are you going to do then? Yes, definitely. But also keep that in mind that by men even wifing these women up, doing the prenuptial agreement, it's part of the system still. They are still contributing. Right. They are operating under what the system wants them to do. The system wants you to wife up this horse. Okay, then what do you do? Oh, well, okay, we have this. And it's not a guarantee, gentlemen. You have this prenuptial agreement that can save you. It might not, but it might save you. Okay, so what do? Okay, you do this prenuptial agreement. You still fall under the trap. Okay, prenuptial agreement is just a trap. This is how I view it. I might be wrong. You might correct me.
It's the same. It's the same
license
trap.
is a trap.
It is a trap.
You know what? A woman is a trap.
Well, yes.
Yep.
Okay, the Christian guys, the church guys say, oh, You just find a good Christian woman who doesn't believe in divorce. Find the right woman and vet her properly and marry her.
Hey, Steve.
And you got nothing to lose. Bullshit. You still
Bullshit,
have
yeah,
everything to
yep, yep.
lose. You can
Mhm.
have the perfect prenup. You can marry the
Exactly.
perfect wife. That is no guarantee that bad shit isn't going to happen in the future. You have to be the guy who stays on top of things, who stays dominant, who maintains authority. Because remember, you are accountable to God. So be a moral, principled man and lead your wife. You don't need her permission. But there are no guarantees. So yes, vet a woman. That doesn't mean she won't betray you.
Exactly.
You gotta remain vigilant
this is
the
why
entire time, and do not become betaized and say, "Oh, she proved herself. Now I can just sit back
this
and
is
relax
why I
and
keep
trust her."
coming.
No, you can't.
Steve, this is why I keep coming back to saying to men that don't marry women, period, until the laws change. Because when the laws change to support men to execute upon their natural authority over their wives, to tell no to their wives, to restrain their wives, to discipline their wives, to, just like saying no to them, you can't do that. Putting restrictions and restraint. Women need to be externally restrained. When that doesn't happen, you are literally gambling here. Even my husband, he's gambling whether I'll stay with him or not. Well, I choose to stay because I know the consequences, and I know it's a bad thing. I gave my vows, so I'm sticking
Flip
to
the
it.
coin.
But
Flip the coin.
but at the same time, it's like women are like Steve was saying, yeah, they love you right now at the moment, right? Today.
They'll
They
love
will
you
stay
forever today.
forever today, exactly. Without that restraint, without that external restraint that was prevalent in the patriarchal society. Ladies, I'm telling you, patriarchy is good for you. It prevents you from doing stupid things, and it prevents you from you destroying everything you see or touch. You destroy your own marriages. Why? Because the legal system now is on your side. You choose to leave a perfectly fine man who takes care of you, takes care of your kids. For what? The grass is greener on the other side? Do you think about the consequences for your children? Do you care about your children, or you're just me? You are the antisocial creature with a bunch of cluster B personality disorders combined.
Okay, well, you know what? Have we done enough ranting now?
Yeah, let's get into I think we've covered Prince here, and we will get back to them. So yeah, guys, let's talk a little bit about personality disorders here, so that you know what you are dealing with today, gentlemen. Okay. And we'll mostly focus on the cluster B personality disorders. Okay, Steve, let's move it. So DSM-5, the Diagnostic Statistic Manual of Mental Disorders, outlines cluster A, cluster B, and cluster C personality disorders. So the cluster A personality disorders include paranoid, it's distrust and suspiciousness, the motives of others interpreted as malevolent. And then schizoid, it's detachment from social relationships, a restricted range of emotional expression. I'm just covering them briefly. We are not going to dive into them in great detail like we will for cluster B type disorders, okay? So that you get the idea. And then schizotypal, this is the acute discomfort in close relationships, cognitive or perceptual distortions, eccentricities in behavior, okay? Eccentricities, sorry.
So are the cluster B all schizoid?
No, it's cluster A. It's cluster A first. It's paranoid, schizoid, and schizotypal.
Oh, these are all cluster A. Okay.
These are the cluster A.
Slide?
Yes. Let's go to the next one. I'm just trying to show
cluster
you.
B. Okay.
Cluster B. Here you go. So these are the most prevalent in today's society. Okay, this is the antisocial. This is how I call women today. Most women today are antisocial. It's a pattern of disregard for and violation of the rights of others. Oh my gosh, sounds familiar, right? So this could be referred to as psychopathy, sociopathy, and dissocial personality disorders. Then we have BPD, it's borderline personality disorder. It's a pattern of instability in interpersonal relationships, self-image and affects, and marked impulsivity. Then we have histrionic. It's excessive emotionality and attention seeking. Oh, sounds like most women today. Right? Okay, then we have narcissistic, also a pattern of grandiosity, need for admiration. Seems this is what you are encouraging in women, okay? And then the lack of empathy. Okay,
I have a
let's move
question for you.
on. Mhm.
Have you ever met a hysterical woman?
Yes, all the time.
Do you ever get hysterical?
Sometimes.
We just
Okay.
saw it a minute ago. No, I'm joking.
Hysterical, excessive emotionality. When a woman gets highly emotional and facts have no bearing on anything, you cannot say shit. She is just hysterical.
I know.
She's in her emotions. And okay, that's a natural
natural
human
state for
So-
women. Well, I think
So women
okay.
are all women are going to exhibit some of these traits. It's the extremes of these
extremes
traits
that are okay.
indicate she
So
has cluster B.
cluster B, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, I agree with you 100%
Okay.
here. I think that DSM-5 needs to be updated, honestly. Okay, let's move on. We will dive in deeper into these ones. So, okay, let's cover first cluster C because there are 3 clusters here. So, cluster C includes avoidance personality disorder. It's a pattern of social inhibition, feeling of inadequacy, and hypersensitivity to negative evaluation. It could be also like all combined, like A, B, and C. Then dependent, it's a pattern of submissive and clinging behavior related to an excessive need to be taken care of. Okay. Then obsessive compulsive, it's a pattern of preoccupation with orderliness, perfectionism, and control. Then personality change due to direct psychological effects of a medical condition, usually the frontal lobe lesion. It involves physical damage, actually. And then other specified personality disorders and unspecified personality disorders. First, it could be individuals' personality patterns meet the general criteria for personality disorder, and traits of several different personality disorders are present, but the criteria for any specific disorder are not met. And then second, so it's like it could be a combined. This is what they're talking about here. It's individual's personality pattern meets general criteria for a personality disorder, but individual is considered to have a personality disorder that is not included in the classification of DSM-5. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, now we are talking about the cluster B personality disorders. We will spend some time here, guys. So the first one is antisocial, also known as ASPD abbreviation. Okay. So it's a pervasive pattern of disregard for and violation of the rights of others, occurring since age 15 years old, as indicated by 3 or more of the following. And it's also referred to psychopathy, sociopathy, dissocial personality disorder. So these three criterias, okay, that need to be met in order for a person to be ascribed as ASPD, okay? It's failure to conform to social norms with respect to lawful behaviors, as indicated by repeatedly performing acts that are grounds for arrest. I'm going to refer here to Donovan Sharp's live streams whenever he talks about women being arrested because they are doing crazy stuff. Yeah, I would assign them if I were a psychologist. I'm not. disclaimer here, okay? But based on this information, guys, these women get themselves in trouble, so they are antisocial. And then deceitfulness, repeated lying, use of false ID, conning others for personal profit or pleasure. So these are your grifters, right? If you talk about content creation world, these are your women who, through deceitful manipulations, try to benefit, right? And yeah, this is, ladies, this is antisocial. You see here? Then impulsivity or failure to plan ahead. Short-term thinking. Okay, most people are guilty of that. Then irritability and aggressiveness, repeated physical fights or assaults. Then reckless disregard for safety of one or others. And then consistent irresponsibility, repeated failure to sustain consistent work behavior or honor financial obligations. Yeah. Do you remember, Steve, we did, I think you guys did the live stream about girl math? And there was a guy who was interviewing women. He was a financial advisor or an accountant. And he was asking women, how do they pay for their bills? How do they make money? And there were a lot of them, they say that they just take more loans. They acquire more loans, right? And one day they manifest their money. One day the money shows up. See? Falls under the antisocial personality disorder, guys. Okay. Then lack of remorse, being indifferent to or rationalizing having hurt, mistreated, or stolen from another. This is what women do by stealing a man's children. It's antisocial behavior, guys. An individual is at least 18 years old, so these are the conditions for the antisocial personality disorder. There is evidence of conduct disorder with onset before age 15, and the occurrence of antisocial behavior is not exclusively during the course of schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. Okay. And then, okay, what else is here? People exhibit aggression to people and animals, destruction of property, deceitfulness or theft also falls under this category, serious violation of rules. Then it often coexists, watch this, it often coexists with the BPD, the borderline personality disorder, the histrionic personality disorder, and the narcissistic personality disorder. And how does it come to life? Okay, it could be caused by child abuse or neglect, unstable or erratic parenting. It's most people today who are being raised by single mothers. Guys, look, inconsistent parental discipline may increase the likelihood that conduct disorder will evolve into antisocial personality disorder. It's women who are lacking discipline to discipline their children. Women by nature can't raise healthy, stable children. So yeah, whatever you see here, it's so prevalent in our society today. Most kids are being raised by single mothers. Then adoption studies also indicate that both genetic and environmental facts contribute to the risk of developing antisocial personality disorder. And then antisocial personality disorder is more common in men. However, there is concern that it's being underdiagnosed in women. Well, because men are more likely to face the problem by nature, right? Rather than running away from it, they are forced to face reality. Women, like, not so much. How many women would admit that they actually have some mental issues?
Men pay the price.
Yeah.
And the consequences of their behavior. Women play victim, and then are never forced to stand up to the consequences of their behavior. So yes, women are underdiagnosed, or this behavior is not recognized in women, because if she's a victim, she's justified, and then all these behaviors are explained.
Yeah. Yeah. And the sad part is that the legal system, our institutions are designed to support this kind of behavior, the antisocial behavior
Okay,
in
I have
women.
2 things I want to add. Number 1, the guy you were talking about, I had to think about it. His name is Caleb Hammer.
Oh, Caleb Hammer. Yeah, thank you, Steve.
And
Yes.
so if you want to see the behavior of women regarding finances,
Mm-hmm.
educate yourself. And I encourage you to do that. Look up Caleb Hammer on YouTube. He has a very popular YouTube channel. And he goes through finances and the irresponsible decisions of women and their wacky thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch those
Okay,
videos. Mm-hmm.
the other thing I want to mention is pretty much every single one of these behaviors you will see in a woman who divorces her husband.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and I have a theological Christian reason for that. And I was at one time looking for this quote, but Father Chad Rippinger said at some point, and I've listened to a lot of his stuff, when a woman goes into rebellion, she can practice no other virtue. Okay, now the 7 primary virtues are faith, hope, charity. These are I don't know if the last 4 are cardinal or all of them are cardinal, but the last ones are justice, temperance, fortitude, and forbearance, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So a woman who in rebellion will not practice justice. Doesn't matter. She will not have any temperance, which means withholding her venom. No, she's going to be ruthless.
Yeah.
She's not going to forgive anything.
Mm-hmm.
She's just going to be nasty. And she will also exhibit zero humility, zero accountability. So you will see this behavior. If your woman decides to divorce you, expect all these behaviors.
Yeah, all of these.
And no, you can be as nice as you want, as rational and reason, and use facts and logic and all that. She's not going to change her mind.
Well, Stefan,
She's in rebellion. Nothing will change her mind.
I'll even go as far as to tell to men that just assume that all women are antisocial and the cluster B type of personality disorder, because the way that they were raised, like, safe to assume most of them are, unless they prove by their actions, and then you actually get to meet your family, right? And then you there are just because we don't see them on social media, because those women usually don't seek external validation and attention. There are some good women out there, we just don't see them, but just because we don't see them doesn't mean they don't exist. But at the same time, just assume that all of them are broken, all of them have some kind of personality disorder, and then operate based on that.
Maybe every woman is capable of being a good woman, depending on her upbringing and depending on how the man manages her within the relationship. Okay, yeah, some of them may be too damaged to achieve that. But also the flip side of that is every woman is capable of these behaviors.
She's capable.
Just like every man is capable of great good, every man is capable of a lot of evil. And that's why there's that statement, there but for the grace of God go I. So if you were in the circumstances of someone else, how do you know how you would react? So everyone kind of has both good potential for good and potential for evil. Now, if a woman was raised poorly or without a father, it might take more stern management than a man is allowed to do. She might, for all practical modern purposes, be a lost cause. So you gotta vet a woman to decide
Yeah.
if she's manageable.
Yeah. Yeah, all of these guys, just notice the behavioral patterns. This is why we keep telling you, don't you can listen to what women say, but don't act upon it, and also watch how they behave, what they do, because this is essentially describing the behavior. Okay, let's move on. Steve, can you bring the next slide, please? Oh, he left for a
I
moment.
already did.
No. Okay.
No, it's the same one.
Borderline, right? Oh, awesome. Thank
Doesn't
you.
it say
Okay.
borderline?
Yeah, it is borderline. Didn't we cover that one already? Not yet. Okay, let's go. It's a pervasive pattern of instability of interpersonal relationships, self-image and effects, and marked impulsivity, frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment. These do not include unaliving or self-mutilating or self-harming behavior covered in criterion 5. A pattern of unstable and intense interpersonal relationships categorized by alternating between extremes or idealization and devaluation. And it applies to the same person, right? Like they can idolize the same person, but then something goes wrong and then they are going to trash the same person. Okay. Then identity disturbance, it's markedly and persistently unstable self-image or sense of self. Then impulsivity in at least 2 areas that are potentially self-damaging. It could be spending, it could be sex, high body count, most women here, right? Substance abuse, reckless driving, binge eating. These do not include unaliving or self-mutilating behavior covered in criterion 5. And then recurrent unaliving behavior, this is the criterion 5 that we're talking about, gestures or threats or self-mutilating behavior. Okay. And then affective instability due to marked reactivity of mood. So yeah, the mood swings going from maniac to depression, very common. It's intense episodic dysphoria and unhappiness, if you will, irritability or anxiety, usually lasting a few hours and only rarely more than a few days. Okay, so it's very unstable, very unstable. It's chronic feelings of emptiness. It's inappropriate, intense anger or difficulty controlling anger, frequent displays of temper, constant anger, recurrent physical fights, and then transient stress-related paranoid ideation or severe dissociative symptoms. So yeah, it's like I said, you know, it's very common in most women today. You see how they fume on social media, right? All of these swings. Oh, I'm so happy. Yes, we did this. And then the same woman a few hours later, right? She's going to go ballistic against the man who like didn't show up, you know, or didn't do what she wanted him to do.
Oh, third. Okay, well, where do these two behaviors of the what's the eating disorders?
Oh, eating disorders, yes.
Does that fall in this category? I mean, a lot of women have eating disorders.
I saw it somewhere. Yeah, it's at on the very bottom.
Yeah, excessive
Eating disorders, bulimia, neurosis.
Yeah. So the impulsivity in at least 2 areas that are potentially damaging. It could be anything, Steve. It could be spending money, excessively spending money, sex. It could be substance abuse, reckless driving, binge eating.
Oh yeah, promiscuous women. Okay, that would fall under here. How about the cutters? There are a lot of women.
That's in this category.
Yeah, it's also in this category. We actually, back when I was studying psychology, guys, I only took a few classes back in college. I'm not a psychologist. I keep saying it to people because, like I mentioned to Eamma, people reach out to me with all like, oh, you see, I've been dating with this person now. Oh, like this person exhibits that. I'm like, go seek professional help, guys. Seriously. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, we
I have an answer to that. Who cares whether they're diagnosed or
Yeah.
not? Yeah. It doesn't matter. For if you're the non-cluster B, and that's the parlance for the person trying to deal with that. If you're experiencing this and you identify these behaviors, don't worry about getting them diagnosed because it's not going to matter at all.
It doesn't
in your
really
mental
matter.
health.
Yeah.
You need to read the information of nons, the non-BPD or non-PD people, how to maintain your mental sanity and get through to the other side. Doesn't matter whether they're diagnosed or not. It doesn't matter to the person who is experiencing these types of things from someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Deal with yourself, not with the other person. They will not be fixed.
Yeah.
You know, cluster B personalities are rarely, if ever, really fixed with therapy.
No,
It's like
and
concrete, all
I
mixed
have-
up and permanently set.
I can tell you, I can bring you one example. When I was back in the Czech Republic and we went to the Prague Psychiatric Center, guys, one of our teachers here, he was working there partly, and it was an interesting session for us, for students, to sit next to the, let's say, not mentally stable people, and talk to them, see what they feel, basically observe their behavior, and then maybe come up with a solution. And so we talked to two people. There was one guy, both of them were diagnosed with BPD, okay, borderline personality disorder. So there was one guy, he ended up there by accident, actually, because his wife left him. He lost his job. Sounds familiar, right? He lost his job. His wife left him. And he ended up being in the clinic, right? But he was working towards his way out, so we could see that he was he was trying, like he was doing this, and he even said that, look, it's temporary, I'm temporary here, I just need to kind of like find myself, and figure things out. So yeah, but there was another lady there. She was cutting her veins, she was doing self mutilating damage, right? And then she was hospitalized, guys, 7 times. It was her 7th time in the clinic, okay? And then they all they did for her there was a strict schedule of classes, basically keeping her discipline, okay? Then it was also increasing the dose of antidepressants that they kind of undid everything that they were doing. So they couldn't fix her. This is what I'm saying, like this, don't bother with these people. They are broken, okay? It's not your job to fix them. Even the best out of the best, like the psychotherapist, the psychologist, nobody can fix them. Nobody.
Okay, here's what happens. If you're the non, okay, I consider my first wife to be classic BPD. And we were married for 17 years. I lived in this environment. Nothing made sense. I was wondering, is it me? A lot of self-doubt. How the hell do I make sense of it? You couldn't.
Yeah.
So, was I mentally healthy during that time? No, I couldn't.
Hell no. Hell no.
I had my brain scrambled.
Me too, Steve. I get it.
There was no reason. It made zero sense. You live with one of these people, you're going to be a little bit nuts too. And after you get away, you are kind of codependent. You're fucking
You're
nuts.
yeah.
And
You're
it's going to take you 2 to 3 years to start sorting through things
yeah.
and realize, oh, reality does exist.
Yeah, guys, it's a
Right,
process.
Nick?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was lucky. I was already getting red pilled before it happened to me, though.
yeah, but it takes a while to unfuck your brain after being in a relationship with these people because they gaslight you. They really like they
You
make it,
don't. It's like they're trying to convince you of an alternate reality.
yeah, yeah. Well, because they are
And that
delusional.
reality changes from day to day,
Oh, fuck.
week to week.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever narratives they come up with, you know, they follow their. We will get into histrionic. It will be interesting. Oh, actually, the NPDs too.
Okay.
Okay, here the individuals with BPD are prone to sudden mood shifts from idolizing to devaluing their caregiver. Then most women today are BPD. 75%. It says in the DSM-5, guys, 75% of women are BPDs.
That's
It's a lot.
And the majority,
Or is that
majority of women
75%
with
diagnosed to BPD are women?
no,
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, the
70 well,
diagnosed.
yes,
The
okay.
diagnosed, these are the, okay, let me check, yeah. Just not to mislead you guys, hold on, yeah. Antisocial.
Because it's usually like a 5% thing. 5%.
Okay, the
of the
prevalence,
population,
okay. The median population prevalence of borderline personality disorder is estimated to be 1.6%, but maybe as high as 5.9%. The prevalence
There
of
you go.
borderline personality disorder is about 6% in primary care settings, about 10% among individuals seen in outpatient mental health clinics, and about 20% among psychiatric impatience. But here they only talk about what they could record, guys, what was the data that they could collect. There are a lot of undiagnosed people, you know, with that.
Let me say it this way. There are all BPD is way the hell more
It is very common. It's very common.
common in women than men.
Yes.
And over 90% of women with BPD remain undiagnosed.
Yes.
It is actually quite rare for a woman to be diagnosed with BPD. Even if she goes in and the psychologist sees this and says, yeah, she's got it, they're reluctant to put that label on her because it means she's damaged and there's no hope of recovery or very, very,
but
very
most
low
women
of good rights. So they don't even diagnose it. So it's so damn common and it is undiagnosed.
Yeah, just assume like every woman you see on social media, she has a BPD, guys. It's really that simple, okay? And then borderline personality disorder is diagnosed predominantly about 75% in females. Here you go. This is what the DSM-5 says. So yeah, also it could come from the physical abuse, neglect, hostile conflict, early parental loss are more common in childhood histories in those with BPD. And it usually occurs with depressive or bipolar disorders, substance use disorders, that cheap boxed wine, right? And then we we pick on women there. Eating disorders, so bulimia nervosa. Okay, here you go. And then post-traumatic stress disorder, attention deficit or hyperactivity disorder, and other personality disorders. So it can coexist with other mental issues in addition to that. Keep that in mind. It could be multiple things, guys, also.
They're not going to say this because they can't. What I'm going to say is not politically correct, but I've said it before. Women suffer from IPA guilt, infidelity, promiscuity, and abortion. Aborting a child early on because she was just having fun, didn't want to bear the consequences, and then it leads to consequences later, and then she has problems getting pregnant, or she does give birth to a child, that is hidden guilt. And it's like a PTSD, like, what did I do? My child is not here. That loss will stay with her. Or, the promiscuous stuff. I mean, that damages a woman. We know that from the red pill.
Mhm.
And the amount of women who, he's not really doing it for me, and unfaithful or infidelity.
Yeah.
Those are deep scars. They dramatically affect a woman. And then the secular society is not going to talk about how those things impact a woman and actually can drive her nuts.
Yeah. Agree. Hmm. Well, let's move on to the next one, Steve.
Okay.
Okay.
Wake up my
Borderline.
mouse. Okay, here we go.
Histrionic. Okay, histrionic personality disorder. It's a pervasive pattern of excessive emotionality and attention seeking, beginning by early adulthood and present in a variety of contexts, as indicated by 5 or more of the following. It's uncontrollable in situations in which he or she is not the center of attention. Oh, so the person is uncontrollable, sorry. Then interaction.
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. Yes, sorry. Yeah, correct me. Like
Yeah.
I can't see well. Okay, then interaction with others is often categorized by inappropriate, sexually seductive or provocative behavior. Then displays a rapidly shifting and shallow expression of emotions. Okay. And consistently uses physical appearance to draw attention to self.
Wait, I want to go back to that first one. Interaction with others is often characterized by inappropriate, sexually seductive, or provocative behavior.
Mhm.
Guys, have you ever experienced love bombing, or a woman that wants you and is just a sexual animal?
Yeah.
She's gonna use sex and wild ass. Oh, damn, fun night. She's fucking nuts. And then as she hooks you in, and if you end up marrying her, the sex goes to zero.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I've heard this is mostly associated with BPD.
Well,
They are kind of intertwined. There are differences. Well, this is what we are looking into. Okay, so yeah, you can find the BPD can coexist with the histrionic categories as well, based on their description here. Okay, so what else is there? Displays rapidly shifting and shallow expression of emotion. Consistently uses physical appearance to draw attention to self. Women on social media, right? Has a style of speech that is excessively impressionistic and lacking in detail. So
Most women on social media then.
Exactly, yeah. And then they are lacking facts. It will mention later that they feel about something, but they can't back it up. Okay. So it has a style of speech. It could be just based on female nature, also, like how women tend to operate based on their feelings and emotions, that they completely disregard reason and logic. Okay. Has a style of, okay, this is what we read, shows self-dramatization, theatricality, and exaggerated expression of emotion. Here you go. Most women, again, on social media, it's suggestible, easily influenced by others or circumstances. Well, women are pliable by nature. It could be, but it's the extreme here. Okay, then considers relationships to be more intimate than they actually are. Oh, that's a big one. I see women, like they expose themselves publicly, and then they start shift blaming the guys for giving them the attention that they thought that they didn't want, but then at the same time, total lack of accountability and humility.
What you mean? Women will act sexually overt and suggestive to a simp to get what they want and then not give them anything.
Oh yeah, very common, Steve.
Oh, I'm shocked. Who would have thunk?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and then they shift blame, like they blame, well, I didn't mean that, and then he took it the wrong way. I don't want that kind of attention. He means nothing to me, And then I'm like, yeah, but you did it to yourself. You, like, based on your prior behavior, lady, it's suffering the consequences of your own stupid choices. You play stupid game, you pay stupid prices later, Okay. They can charm others by their enthusiasm, apparent openness, or flirtatiousness. That's a big one, especially on social media. It's flattering, bringing gifts, like love bombing, like Steve was mentioning, providing dramatic descriptions of physical and psychological symptoms. So everything is exaggerated, like over the top. I actually thought that would fall under borderline before, but now that we are diving into it, it's more histrionic. Okay. But like I said, the line between them is sometimes can be very challenging to determine, but we are giving you this information, guys, so you can figure out that most women are broken there. Okay. They continually demand to be the center of attention, right? Most women, again, on social media, they are the life of the party. If they are not the center of attention, they may do something dramatic, like make up stories and then create a scene of something that didn't happen, also exaggerate everything, fabricate. Okay, and then they're concerned about their appearance. They spend excessive amount of money and energy on clothes and grooming. They fish for compliments and they get very upset when they get a critical comment. Oh, sounds like most women today. You can't say anything to them. They're like special snowflakes, right? And then they immediately block you. They block you. And then they start blaming you and shaming you for saying those things, even though like they exhibit this kind of behavior, ladies. Okay, here, if concerned about, okay, this is what we read. Strong opinions are expressed with dramatic flair without the support of facts and details. Okay, here you go. Total lack of logic, right? Only emotions. My emotions matter. Then they consider most acquaintances more intimate than they actually are. Oh, my dear friend. Or in the first meeting with the doctor, they could call him with the first name, like kind of eliminating that barrier, the boundary, and treating everyone like, I love you guys. On social media, you see a lot of women exhibit this kind of behavior. And then they are overly trusting, especially of strong authoritative figures whom they see as magical problem solvers. Okay. Then they adopt gosh, sorry guys, can't talk today. They adopt convictions quickly. They change their mind quickly. The different masks that they wear, right? They could be assuming a mask, and you guys talked about it on the Resurgence of Sanity YouTube channel, the mask they wear. So it's not actually who they are, but this is the mask that they assume. They're changing their convictions with the flow, right? Whatever is trendy, whatever is popular now, okay, they do that thing. Okay. Then they often assume different roles, as a victim role or a princess role, that traditional role, right? The trad wives and the tradcon who LARP on social media. Here you go, guys, okay? They are intolerant and frustrated by situations with delayed gratification. Their actions are aimed at getting immediate satisfaction. Wow. They will start a project with great enthusiasm, but their interest lacks quickly. I notice it with people. Sometimes they show up, it's mostly women, okay, show up for my Pilates classes. I torture them, and then half of them are gone. They never come back, but they are all excited at the moment, and then they say like, yeah, we really like it. We will be back. Yeah.
What?
I
What did you
believe
say?
it when
You torture women?
I believe it
What
when
kind
I
of
see it.
evil woman are you? You torture other women.
Well, this is what I get paid for, to torture people so that they get in better shape, they get stronger, healthier, right? Like you and I don't mean like, okay, I watch their facial expressions. I don't like overdo them, but yeah, to some degree you have to like correct them and nudge them a little bit. So yeah, most
Wait,
women.
now again, does it ever work to nudge a woman a little bit? Or do you have to nudge her a
Well,
lot?
I mean, okay, if they want to stay fit and healthy, ladies, there is no shortcut. You want to be in a good shape, you have to nudge. You have to let
Yeah.
good instructors nudge you. Otherwise, okay, you can go to some yoga retreats where they will worship and pedestalize you, and where they will embrace the body positivity, and then you can be all fat and obese and ugly as much as you want. Nobody will want to fuck you. Nobody will want to deal with you because you lack self-discipline, and you are all honestly you have crappy personality.
But they'll love
You know,
themselves.
Exactly. But
I'll just say this. Some women need to be nudged with a bulldozer.
I'm not the worst there, Steve. Just saying, I'm not the worst. So yeah, but I definitely see only a few, and I'm grateful to those women who realize that it's a consistent hard work. There are a few women who do show up. It just takes a very long time to find the consistent women, with their actions.
Look, the women who can do it have self-discipline.
They do, yeah, they do.
And the self-discipline wasn't developed within them. It came from outside.
Yeah.
Self-discipline, and I'm going to say this, it came from a man, primarily the father.
Mm-hmm.
A father raises a child and he disciplines the child, but he loves the child. He loves his daughter, but he's going to say, nope, you can't do that. That's the boundary. And then she realizes, yeah, that worked. And so she develops the ability to say no to herself. That's discipline, and life is not easy, and you gotta do the work. Okay, that's the self-discipline that a woman takes into adulthood, and then she joins up to Elena's yoga class, and she's willing to do the work. The women who won't do the work lack the self-discipline, and no nudging will be enough to get them to move and do it.
No, I mean, like, once they come, this is kind of like torturing them, like once they come, they embrace the process, and then like I nudge them during the class. I correct their posture alignments to make sure that they don't hurt themselves, right? And they do it the right way. So yeah. I meant it to those who already are showing up for the classes, like those who don't, like there is no amount of nudging, like nothing you can do to make them better. They're just lazy and they're lacking self-discipline, guys. And honestly, if they are not committed to their health and well-being, how they view fitness will show you everything. How they also view relationships. If they are not committed to the fitness program or to their exercising, rest assured they are not going to be committed to the men they are with. It's related. It's self-discipline, Okay. They are intolerant and frustrated by situations with delayed gratification. Their actions are aimed at getting immediate satisfaction. Mm-hmm. This is why we see like all of this worshiping, and it just encourages this kind of toxic behavior in women. And then they will start a project with enthusiasm, but they will lose interest quickly. Long-term relationships may be neglected for short-term excitement of new relationships. So these people are very impulsive. They live by the stimuli, by constant dopamine hit, constant gratification. If they don't get it, they will move on to something else. And from
The implications of this is a BPD woman is more prone to be unfaithful. She's going to go for the new because she has no self-discipline and, fun, new. So she's going to neglect what's there and go for the short-term gratification. Remember, delayed gratification. She wants immediate satisfaction. Here's Mr. Chad. I'm going to... There's just no thought to the implications. She's going to get what she wants now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a histrionic personality disorder.
Okay,
yeah, but they are intertwined. Like I said before, they coexist with each other. So it could be a borderline.
That's your last point.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be borderline with a narcissistic plus antisocial personality disorder together, all combined. So, yeah. And it's mostly prevalent in females. Did you see that? Did you catch that point, guys?
Oops. What did I do?
I don't know what you did. I think we have the last slide cover. We have to cover the last one.
Yeah, I'll get there. We did that one. We did that one. Now we're ready to move on.
This one, yay! Okay, it's narcissistic. It's the largest. Well, it's also the longest in the DSM-5, guys. Okay, it's a pervasive pattern of grandiosity in fantasy or behavior, need for admiration, lack of empathy, beginning by early adulthood and present in a variety of contexts. When they say that, it's usually present throughout life, as indicated by 5 or more of the following. So he or she has a grandiose sense of self-importance. They exaggerate achievements and talents. They expect to be recognized as superior without commensurate achievements. Thank you. And then they are preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited access, unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. See? So they want the power, they want brilliance, beauty, and ideal love. Again, most women today, what do they want? They say, I want to be loved, I want to be worshipped, right? And then they believe that... Nick is back. Did we lose Nick for a little bit? Hold on.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. They believe that they are special and unique. And they can only be understood by or should be associated with other special or high status people or institutions. Sounds like most women who want the Prince Charming, because they believe they deserve.
It sounds like most women in general. As a red pill man, I say women act like this. And then she will say, not all women act like that. Not me. I'm a special snowflake. You have to take special consideration of me because I'm not like all other women. I'm different and I'm special. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The same behaviors apply to you. Women hate generalized, stereotypical things, which apply across the board to all women, but it never applies to the woman you're talking to.
Exactly. She's special and unique. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, Nick is back. We are talking about hi, welcome back. We are talking about NPD now, narcissistic personality disorder, which most women are. So they all believe that they are special and unique, and they can only be understood by other special, unique people with high status or good institutions, high institutions, right? So they require excessive admiration. They have a sense of entitlement. Oh, watch that, huh? Unreasonable. We in the red will say that women today are so entitled. Well, look, guys, it's here. It's the NPD. Unreasonable expectations of especially favorable treatment or automatic compliance with his or her expectations. Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, like, okay. Yeah. Tacticus. She deserves a 777 guy. Yeah. 6 no longer works for her, right? I'm telling you. Okay, here. Requires excessive admiration. Okay. Is interpersonally exploitative. Takes advantage of others to achieve his or her own ends. Total lack of empathy, guys. Look at that. Can women empathize with men?
No.
See? Okay. Is unwilling to recognize or identify with feelings and needs of others.
Okay. Lack of empathy. A woman will use this. My ex used this to accuse me. I found the text messages the day I got zeroed out, accusing me of just total lack of empathy. I said, I don't always agree with the word empathy. I think sympathy might be a better word. Oh, you're just a narcissist. He has a problem with the word empathy. I'm like, well, I'm not going to feel bad for you if you do something retarded or wrong, then expect me to say,
feel
oh,
bad
I'm
for you.
so sorry. You're suffering the consequences of your
Of your
stupid
own
actions.
actions, yeah. Yeah, this is where, like, I'm being accused of not being mean to women in particular, and too pragmatic, too categorical, misogynist. Some women called me even a misogynist because I have some misogynistic views. Even though I'm like, ladies, you do it to yourselves. Like, you exhibit all of these behavioral patterns of NPD, antisocial, histrionic. What else we've covered here? Borderline. And then, like, you expect me to feel bad for you.
Well, let me explain this. Elena doesn't feel bad for them. She doesn't exhibit this female empathy because she is more analytically minded than other women. I think Eamma is that way too.
Yeah, I think so.
So they accuse such women of having masculine traits. Well, okay, abstract thinking is more of a masculine thing than a female thing. Women go more to emotional, men go more to analytical. So to women, empathy means identifying with the emotions of another woman and not hurting her feelings. So you exhibit placating and pandering.
Yeah, well, this is what we don't
to soothe the feelings. To men identify on an analytical basis with other people. Put yourself in that person's shoes.
Yeah.
And what if you were in their situation with what's happened to them? How would you feel then? So it's an analytical. That's empathy. Women
I have
placating
empathy,
and pandering
guys.
is just crap.
Yeah, I have
And
empathy for people. You know, like, I'm not ignorant of people's feelings and emotions. I do care about people's emotions. It's just I don't let these emotions run my life, you know, and it's like, so I don't want them to run their life based on their feelings and emotions because they fluctuate, they change every single time, you know.
So, Elena, do you empathize with the undercover public whores?
Well, I understand why they are suffering the consequences of their own creation, yes, but at the same time, like, I kind of feel for them because they did it to themselves because they were stupid, right? They didn't realize what they were doing at that moment. But at the same time, I'm not going to bail them out. You know, I'm like, no, all actions have consequences.
Here's this is how it gets bad in the justice system. Oh, say you're a certain color. Oh, and you got accused of a very bad crime, like, like you unalived somebody. Oh, but you just don't have enough empathy for the down and out, uh Muslim man or black man. You don't understand what it's like to be a minority or to come to this country. I'm looking to Eamma there. To come to this country and from this other place and have to adapt to norms.
Yeah. Yeah. Norms are norms.
Oh,
Well, look, if
that
they don't
empathy
want
that you
to,
did this terrible thing. No, how about not?
yeah,
You
well, I
did the
mean,
crime.
also, if they don't want to comply with social norms, it's antisocial behavior, guys. They might be suffering from their antisocial personality disorder, based on what we are talking about today. So yeah, it's antisocial behavior that shouldn't be tolerated, that shouldn't be accepted, but for whatever reason, it's out there, and institutions, the legal system, it supports it. They support this kind of behavior in people, which is broken behavior, by the way. But
Yeah.
So let's move on here. It's often envious of others or believes that others are envious of him or her. And then shows arrogant, haughty behavior or attitudes. Okay, this is really small here. They may ruminate about long overdue admiration and privilege and compare themselves favorably with famous or privileged people. Okay, guys, here I want to talk a little bit about average women looking at successful women on social media. And usually these women, they have a cake and eat it too. It could be your popular TredCon women, trad wives who are lapping on social media, right? They are so successful. They are doing this. If they can do it, the average woman looks at it and she will think that she can do it too. Okay. So yeah, they compare themselves to this popular
Taylor Swift.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Did you want to say something else, Nick?
Oh, it's just something my little sister told me the other day when they met my ex-wife. She was all into Taylor Swift, and
Uh-huh.
my two sisters, okay, they're probably feminists, but they're more intellectually grounded than
Mm-hmm.
most. And they're like, we never could really understand her. Um we never really liked Taylor Swift, and we didn't really understand the obsession with Taylor Swift. And she says, and a lot of people that are obsessed with Taylor Swift tend to kind of be mental. So I'm not
Oh,
saying they're all mental,
well,
but
well, this is why you see here, guys. This is why I decided to include this topic about personality disorders for you, so that you can see how many broken women are out there. It's most of them, those who follow. And then also Charlie Kirk was saying, well, ladies, you should marry just like Taylor Swift did. I'm like, yeah, right. Because you deserve the perfect man to bail you out from your own stupid
and
choices.
you're not Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, you're not a
Exactly.
billionaire.
Yeah, but
Even though I
this
don't
is
like
where,
Taylor Swift, but she
this
has
is
that
where
going
pushing.
for her, and
This
she's not
is
terrible looking.
this is where I think pushing marriage onto every other woman, most women, and this is where these TredCon content creators who are propagating marriage, just get married, right? Like, you should have kids, you should do this and that. They don't realize to the full degree how broken women are today. Okay? Maybe even like for some of them who are married and they stay in relationships. But again, what kind of marriage is it when she it's open on her end, closed on his end? She exposes herself semi-naked, right? She's essentially cheating on her husband, and then she tells people, oh, just get married, do all of these things that I did here. And then women are watching her, and then they assume that kind of role, that okay, they also deserved because this one person did that. Like Taylor Swift got married. Okay, so all average women will want to get married now, and they will think that they deserve this awesome man.
I think men are starting to realize that there are a lot of broken women out there.
Mm-hmm.
Defective, not a good choice women. So they have this unicorn belief. I'll find a good one.
Yeah, right.
And I'll vet her. And then I got one of the good ones. Okay, that's in itself a delusion. That you found a woman who can manage herself and will remain good.
Yeah.
That's a delusion. There is no woman who can manage herself, manage her emotions, because her emotions make her hysterical and irrational. And if she acts on her emotions without some restraint, supervision, whatever, she will always make the decision. Eventually, enough decisions made in an emotional condition will lead to destruction. Her destruction, your destruction, destruction of the kids, destruction of finances, whatever it is, it will lead to destruction. So you can find a decent woman. But guys, you still have to manage that woman.
Yeah.
And when you manage her, she will become much better than she would have otherwise been in the unmanaged state.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's a conclusion that I've come to. And Elena kind of says the same thing. She's glad to be a managed woman.
Yes, I am. My husband manages me, guys. I'm not all sugar and spice, everything nice. Yeah, you guys know. No, women need to be managed by their men. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But you know what? I don't hate women either. I don't know. Eamma dropped off. Maybe she didn't like what I was saying, but
Oh, hold on. I think it's maybe a connection issue.
oh, okay. She came back.
Eamma.
So
Okay.
Eamma, you know what? I said what I said.
told me
I
you
don't
removed
hate
me.
women. I like women. But you know what? I want every woman, or if I choose another woman, I will have to manage her, and I will manage her so she can become the best she can be, and restrain her from her inclination to make bad behavior. That doesn't mean I want to control every aspect of her life. My God, I got better things to do.
Yeah,
than
my
just
husband
control
my
every
husband
aspect
doesn't
of her life.
control my husband doesn't control every aspect of my life. Yeah. But it's just to prevent women from that emotional over spiral, and to prevent women from doing stupid things, like Steve says, because
I mean, it doesn't sound the worst thing in the world. I mean, we don't do very well managing ourselves, so why not have somebody
help us with
help
that?
us?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's making us into a better, version of ourselves, then yeah, why not?
Yeah, I've become a better person because my husband manages me.
And it is a two-way street. The woman is a helpmeet to the man. He provides the mission, and then she supports the mission, and she's a valuable asset in I almost said partner, but partner.
No, don't use that word, Steve.
I don't want to use that.
I don't like that
She's
word.
A good woman is a valuable asset.
Yeah. Yeah, but she must behave like an asset, not like a liability, let's say. Okay, let's move on. Steve, can you scroll it a little bit so that we can see the full sentence?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just tiny little bit to the
I'm going to have
right,
to shrink it a little bit.
Yes, you can shrink it. Yeah, I can still read it. And move it a little to the right, I think.
I can't do that. Oh, I'll have to do it that way.
Oh, okay. Okay. They believe that they are superior, special, unique, gifted, and they expect others to recognize them as such. And then they insist on having the top person, like a doctor, lawyer, the top husband, right? The high status, the best hairdresser, the best instructor, or being affiliated with the best institutions, but may devalue the credentials of those who disappoint them. And that disappointment could be emotional disappointment, like you call somebody else out and then they hate your guts for it, you know. And then they will trash you. They will use all means to devalue you and your credentials.
Oops.
Okay. And okay, guys, it's taking a while because I'm struggling here. Okay. They are preoccupied how favorably they are regarded by others. They have very fragile ego. And they expect to be greeted with fanfare, and they are astonished when others don't celebrate them. Eamma, sounds familiar, right? And then
Oh yeah.
they constantly fish for compliments. They expect to be catered and pandered, and they are furious when this doesn't happen. Then they expect to be given whatever they want or feel they need, no matter what it means to others. So lack of empathy, guys, right? Yeah. They only engage in relationships where the other person seems to advance their purposes or otherwise enhance their self-esteem. And then they are willing. Okay, what is it here? Steve, can you move? Okay, they're telling a former lover, I'm now in the relationship of my life. Or they are boasting of health in front of a sick person. It's all about themselves, you know. They don't. And guys, like when you deal with these kinds of people, it's important not to take it personally. Whatever they do, you just have to understand that they are doing it because they are literally broken. Okay, there is some wiring in their brain that is missing. Nothing can fix that. Okay, it's not your job to fix them. Yeah. So don't take it personal, because they will try to make you explode or implode, and they will try to provoke some emotional reaction in you. The best way to deal with narcissists is like, don't give them what they want. Okay, don't give them what they want. Don't give them the admiration that they are looking for. Just disengage. Okay, when you notice these kind of patterns, I like to trigger them. You know, I see most women are narcissistic on social media, and then they are looking for a specific type of comment that will boost their ego, and this is what simps are giving them. And then when you don't give it to them, it makes them mad. They lose their shit, you know, when you do that. So if you really want to trigger them, go for it. Okay, go for it. And then it's also my husband would say, what was it called? I forgot. Weaponized autism that can really narcissists don't know how to deal with. They can deal with normies. They can gaslight normies so that you will start doubting yourself. You will start doubting the truth. But when you have that kind of weaponized autism, that you don't care about their feelings, you don't care about none of those manipulations that they are running on you, because you know the truth, right? And you don't let them have it, let's say, or you just don't engage. You know, it's the best way to deal with narcissists is not to deal with them. And then I've also seen so many interviews. There are some content creators who all they do is they talk to the narcissistic survivors or survivors of narcissistic abuse, let's say. And guess what? It's mostly women. It's mostly women who are sharing their experiences about how they survived their narcissistic ex-husband or a narcissistic ex-boyfriend. They
You
are
know what that
projecting.
means?
Mm-hmm.
The guy probably had enough, started having standards, and didn't give a crap anymore. Now, I'm not saying all guys are not narcissists. There's probably there are guys that are narcissists out there, but like what happened to me, it's this. Hey, he has standards. He's trying to uphold me to these standards, and I don't like it. Therefore, he
Yeah.
must be a narcissist.
Yeah,
Whatever.
they are
If we were to
projecting.
believe women,
Mhm.
half the men in the world are narcissists. In my dealings with other men, I really haven't encountered that many narcissistic men.
Exactly.
But I have encountered many, many men who have been accused of being narcissists.
Narcissists, yes. Whenever women don't like and they look for that psychological, and what's going on with psychology today, guys? It's like why is psychology pandering to these delusional entitled women who are just twisting everything? Okay, she complains about a man or his standards, and then he's a narcissist, he must be a narcissist. Okay, she gets approval from her psychotherapist to leave her husband or to leave that guy.
Okay,
The moment
Elena,
a man is assigned as a narcissist, time to leave him.
why? Answer that question. Why?
Now I know why, but it just
Why?
makes me mad, because like seriously,
So-
they're destroying more marriages, destroying more families.
Okay, no. What's a simple reason? Why is this happening more now?
Well, because women are dominating in that field, and then they are in charge of those institutions.
Yes. Okay, who's getting the college degrees?
It's women mostly.
Okay,
Who is studying
is going into the
psychology?
soft sciences and psychology? Is it
It's
men or
women.
is it women?
It's
Who's
women.
getting the master's degrees in psychological counseling and whatnot? Is it men or is it women? Is the women outlook on life going to just pervade the whole thing?
Yeah.
And women detest calling out other women on their bullshit. That's a rare trait. Because if a woman does that, she turns out like Elena, and every other woman hates her.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm not alone.
I don't hate her.
I have Emma here. Emma is one of my female friends, guys. One of the only actually close female friends, who I love talking to, actually. Even when we don't always agree with each other, but I do appreciate Emma, and yeah, she's a good person. Okay, let's move on here. So they are looking for like the best. Everything is the best. They're preoccupied with how other people view them, and then they expect to be greeted with fanfare. Okay, we've read all of that. Okay, they're constantly fishing for compliments. They expect to be catered for. They expect to be given whatever they want when they feel they need it. They only engage in relationships where one person can enhance their lifestyle or advance them. And then, we've read all of that. Okay. When recognized, the needs, desires, or feelings of others are likely to be viewed as sign of weakness or vulnerability that they can exploit. This is what we've talked about, guys.
Okay, Emma.
Hello.
Didn't you just cite that behavior in Meghan and Prince Harry when she encouraged him to be vulnerable and talk about his shit? Do you think she's keeping a mental scorecard of all his failures to use against him in the future?
Of course she is.
Well, this is how they manipulate, gentlemen. The more you open up to her, the more you tell her. This is why in the Red Pill we used to say to men, don't tell women about your problems, right? Like, I mean, you can say some things that are not majorly going to affect the relationship. But if it's something like personal, like you're struggling with something personally, don't tell it to them because they are going to use it against you. Yeah. They are envious of others and believe that others are envious of them. They may harshly devalue contributions of others, particularly when those individuals have received acknowledgement or praise for their accomplishments.
But yeah, because they don't want people to be better than them.
Yeah. And then Their arrogant, haughty behaviors, categorize these individuals. They often display snobbish, disdainful, or patronizing attitude. For example, call a person with disorder stupid or clumsy. And they are unwilling to take a risk in competitive or other situations in which defeat is possible. Well, guys, it's what's happening today, especially with the debates, like men talking to other men. I mean, it still happens to some extent, but even men don't want to be challenged because they have fragile ego.
Who has fragile ego?
Some men who don't want to be who don't
men.
want to challenge their own ideas. You know, it used to be more common, like even a few years
Okay,
ago.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but
In the
nobody's
workforce,
ego
you
is
can
more
see-
fragile than a narcissist.
You can see what happens in the workforce. When men are there, risk. I will compete head on with Nick.
Mm-hmm.
If we're both employed as used car salesmen, we're going to
Yeah.
be friends, but we're going to be competing with each other. And you know what? He may better me, I may better him, but I'm certainly going to try and be better than him. And you know what? We'll be friends. One of us is going to win.
Yep.
One of us is going to lose. Okay, that's life.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
if it's
I
two
did
women
that
in
with some
there,
people. It was
they're
fun.
going to try and be, we have to be cooperative, and we're going to try and do things as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And then they still are competitive, but they're going to try and use subversive behavior to destroy
Mm-hmm.
or mitigate or belittle the other person. But men don't use subversive behavior in general. They're going to say, no, you do your best, I'll do my best, and let's see who wins.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, I
Nick?
remember losing quite a few times on that car competition when I sold cars, and I lost a 6-pack of beer several months. And you know what? I still
Still
ended up
alive.
doing better because I was
Mhm.
trying.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And men often bet a trivial thing.
Yeah.
I bet you next month. Tell you what, if I better you, you owe me a 6-pack of beer. If you win, I'll pay you a 6-pack of beer. This 6-pack of beer, what's that? $8?
Mm-hmm.
And you're
Yeah.
competing at level of compensation of thousands. It's a meaningless amount, but it makes it fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you have to give it to them in front of everybody.
Yeah. They are picking on you.
Oh,
Well, it's like whatever kind of they might see it how women would view it. Probably they don't like competition, right? And yet they are in constant competition against each other. It's interesting. Like they wouldn't unite for a common good. I think women are like they can't let go of their feelings or maybe disagreements. Even if you disagree with somebody, you can still agree with some points with somebody else, right? But usually if you don't agree with them, if you don't pander to their viewpoints completely, then they kind of disregard you, so yeah. And they don't want to be in an active competition with each other, but yet they are doing it in a subversive way where they shit shit on each other behind each other's backs, which is interesting. So okay, let's move on, guys. All I'm saying is just like a lot of men, they kind of are behaving like women because they've been programmed to behave like women, and they don't want they can't handle criticism either. Okay. So they may harshly devalue contributions of others, particularly when those individuals have received acknowledgement or praise. Okay,
I'll read it. Well,
Okay.
grandiosity is associated with
Mhm.
hypomatic mood, dysthymia, persistent depression disorder, depressive mood, or major depressive disorders are prevalent too. Oh, are women on a lot of antidepressant drugs? Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, NPD is associated with anorexia nervosa and substance use disorders like cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
HPD, BPD, ASPD, paranoid personality disorder may be associated with NPD. Okay, of those diagnosed with NPD, 50 to 75% are male. There are more undiagnosed female NPDs. What do you have to say about this, Elena?
Yeah, well, it's actually my point that I added here because they only point out here in the DSM-5, they only point out that there are these men who are diagnosed NPDs, but there needs to be more research done on women and female behavior. Based on that behavior, based on what I've seen on social media and
Yeah,
the
and it's
interviews
happening
that I
right
watched.
now. Okay, there are two types of NPD,
Yeah, the grandiose.
grandiose
Uh-huh.
and covert.
Yeah.
Okay, grandiose, you can identify them by their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Covert kind of lies in wait. It's subversive. It's destructive. It happens behind the scenes. They're almost like two different personality disorders, but they kind of derive from similar brokenness. And you can go and there is a guy, Dr. Sam Vaknin, who talks a lot about these personality disorders, and he will describe it. I mean, I listen to him sometimes. He's a little bit too analytical, too much. Uh, I think he's onto something, but there are others talking about the covert narcissist, the covert narcissists, which that style is more common in women, and that's vastly underdiagnosed and
Yeah.
under recognized.
Yeah. Well, women also exhibit some grandiose narcissistic tendencies, like Meghan Markle. She's an obvious one, right? Everyone can detect that. But then, yeah, most women are going to be your covert narcissists, and there are a lot of them. It takes time to detect them. You can do it, guys. We just gave you some information on what criteria to look for each personality disorder, and it doesn't have to be precise. Like, as long as like you match and they all belong to the same cluster, it's cluster B. They are all intertwined. They coexist with each other. So you might find a woman that exhibits the patterns of BPD plus NPD plus histrionic. Okay, that's your red flag. Stay away.
Is she crazy? Just know if she's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
You can
all you
usually
need to know. Yeah, and you can usually tell, like, based on what a woman is doing, unless you choose to ignore the truth in front of your eyes, the evidence of your own eyes, which women really want you to ignore. Usually, they want you to get lost in those details, irrelevant details, you know. So they will accuse men, they will accuse their husbands or ex-husbands. Even indirectly, there is a lot of covert narcissism going on Twitter. Some advice for women, where a woman says, "Well, you empower your man. You without you, basically, a man doesn't exist." You know, but she doesn't say, like, she's smart enough not to say that directly, but the subcontext of that message is that, well, you ladies, you have the power. Your femininity is your power. You empower your man. What I conclude is that, okay, without her empowering him, there will be no him, so he will
Okay, the
just collapse.
phrase is behind every successful man is
Yes,
some
the
She's a
woman.
great woman.
Yeah.
greatness, which is absolute bullcrap.
Well, it is, but this is the idea that they operate with. And
Tom
then,
Brady, behind
Mhm.
him, fact that he did all the work and
Yeah.
he was the superstar, the GOAT. Oh, but no, behind him was Giselle. Give me a break.
Yeah.
All his success is due to her. Come
Yeah, it's total it's disregarding men's achievements, right? This is what, like, it's very narcissistic actually. Devaluing other people's the man's efforts, and then praising the woman that she is the one, giving credit for his work to her, and then so they, and if they succeed in doing so, they can separate men from male resources. Because look, if they convince men that, okay, you are nothing without your woman, so she's entitled to all of your resources, right? So you give away your resources to her, you give away custody for your kids, you give away everything to her, because she's the one who inspired you to achieve all of those things, but then she takes it all away from you. So, and then you have to rebuild yourself. Yeah. It's very, very antisocial. Most women today are antisocial. Gentlemen, just assume it. Getting into a relationship, especially if you're dating a woman on social media, just assume she's fucking broken. I'm not even kidding you. Like, she's broken. Okay, she's on social media. She's broken. The only reason why I'm not so broken, okay, is
Foot in the
because of
mouth.
my husband. Okay, because of my husband. Seriously. He tells me what to say. I do. Like, he has full access to all of my social media accounts. He can see everything, and like, I operate under his guidance. The only reason why I'm not broken, I would be broken if I wasn't married, and if my husband didn't restrain me, and if he didn't discipline me, and if he didn't manage me.
That doesn't leave a lot of hope for me, does it?
Well, I mean, you are kind of under our influence, Eamma. I mean,
Oh, it's a special influence.
I know, right?
Well, you can always look at the bright side.
What's that?
Men are becoming more aware of this. And so they're not looking for the ultimate beauty anymore. They're starting to look for a woman that can be managed and can bring something to his life. Last week, we had Donovan Sharp on here, and he started talking about his wife, Devon, comparing her to some young Hispanic Mexican, this hot young babe who was just a smoke show. And he talked about why he chose Devon. So he chose her for the traits that basically we're talking about here. So if you're the type of woman who's exhibiting these traits, men are becoming more aware that, yeah, those are the traits I want. And you know what? A 6 can be just as fun in bed as a 9. And any man married to a 9, show me a man married to a 9, and I'll show you a man who is tired of screwing her.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Just be a good woman. And okay, that's no guarantee, but that's what you want anyway, and that's the best you can do. And okay, what's the downside?
Well, okay, Steve, just be a good woman. Easier said than done. Okay, Eamma, she's a good woman, but she was raised by a stepdad, right? You had the man present in your life who was like, restraining you to some extent, right? To like disciplining you. Like most women today, they even if they have dads, oh gosh, we are going to do a show with Eamma, another show, guys. We'll do it probably next week, about kids on social media. And I see a lot of children are being raised by it's better to have a father in general, but when fathers are simping and worshiping the mother and the children, they treat them as, oh, you're my princess,
My
right?
best friend.
Yeah, my best friend.
bestie.
Yeah, like, but usually it's women. It's what women
Yeah.
usually they eliminate that boundary with their kids, that they, oh, he's my partner in crime or whatever, right? But for dads, it's like worshiping, active worshiping. I'm going to show you the examples of that, okay? And then yes, having a dad, like having a simpy dad, is definitely better than not having a dad at all, because at least you have a dad, right? But it's not going to be that much better. I mean,
No, they should be raising them to be good women.
yeah, like with restraint and discipline. And we are going to watch a couple of examples where girls are being raised. They have dads, but dads are not restraining them. Okay, we are going to see those examples. And I'm not saying that these are bad dads. They love this their children. They probably just don't know any better. This is how they were raised to operate, and this is how they are teaching their kids to behave, right? But all of these actions have consequences. And yeah, we are going to look into a few examples. Okay, so yeah, join us. We'll have fun.
Hey, Montel, she's talking about you. Move on.
Oh, whom are you talking to?
Just ignore what I said and move on.
Oh, okay. Okay, guys. I think we are coming to an end here. It was interesting conversation today. Thank you, Eamma, for telling us some rumors. What happens in the royal family there. And yeah, guys, what are you doing on Wednesday?
Solutions, right, Nick?
That's what I think. Isn't it Plutarch leading that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We've talked about problems. We're going to address solutions.
Solutions. Okay.
That's the thing he outlined to us. It'll be fun, whatever it is.
Yeah. Join the Resurgence of Sanity, guys, on Wednesday. Let me share with you the schedule here. Just a moment. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, join the Resurgence of Sanity, guys, on Wednesdays at 5:45 p.m. Pacific. It's a weekly show, guys, and usually they talk about interesting topics. Then you can join us also on Saturdays at 9:15 a.m. Pacific for deep dive controversial discussions. And then from Mondays to Fridays and Sundays, join us for regular workouts, for also for my music practice on Sundays. And then I have the cross-training fitness program for you on Udemy. You can find more classes on my Patreon, okay? And then subscribe to my Substack. I haven't been very active. I was thinking about what should I write, and I think Steve mentioned one idea, so maybe I'll write about that. So yeah, subscribe to my Substack. Sometimes I share the summary of our discussions there as well. Okay. Well, do you have any final thoughts to conclude today's live stream, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Steve, go for it.
So today's stream seems to be about red pill knowledge. This is the kind of stuff that guys in the red pill talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But then what we're accused of is, oh, if you believe women are all this way, oh, you're so black-pilled and there's no hope. And you're saying don't marry a woman with these traits, and then you're saying pretty much all women have these traits. There is no hope. Oh, woe is me. I will never find a good woman. That's taking the information and taking a black pill attitude to this. No, don't do that. This is reality. These are the circumstances that you're going to encounter in the world. That doesn't give men an excuse to not go out there and talk to women, evaluate a woman, and understand this. It might be the nature in general of women in today's society, and some are better than others, but none of them is perfect. Just like no man is perfect. Just like no man comes out and he knows exactly what to do. No, you're going to grow and you're going to make mistakes, just as a woman is going to make mistakes. But men, you have to lead, and you can find a woman potentially and have a good relationship. And no, do not involve the state. But it's going to require active management on your part.
Mhm.
And do not put a woman in authority over you. Do not give a woman power over you.
Yeah.
And that's the main problem with marriage today. It gives a woman all the power.
Power. Yeah.
Don't do that. It's not an irredeemable situation. It's going to work itself out because we might be headed into some economic difficult times.
Mm-hmm.
We're already seeing it. Oh, there's rumors that they're going to cut off the EBT, SNAP benefits. They're going to, for Eamma, yeah, they're going to curtail the dole. Women are just having hissy fits. How am I gonna feed my children? I'm just gonna go steal. Okay, this is part of the process. Women are going to finally realize they need men.
Yeah.
And there's part of the solution. So men, be a strong man. No, you're not. Your job is not to rescue her.
Yeah.
But now you have the power. Use it in a benevolent way and make her conform. If she wants something from you, say, no, I'm in charge. So the solution is going to present itself. So just be the man who can take advantage or use the opportunity. Maybe not take advantage. Use the opportunity that will be presented to you in the near future.
Yeah. Great advice. Great advice, Steve. Yeah. Nick, do you want to add anything to it?
Me? I'm good.
Mhm. No? Okay.
I'm good.
Well, guys, awesome. Okay. We are done here. Join us next week and then on Wednesday to check the solutions that the resurgence of Sanity guys have for us. Okay. And we'll see you all next time. I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about today's topic and the BPD stuff and other mental issues and your observations. Like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you all next time. Okay. Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.
Elena's Barre, the best place on the internet, the very best by far.